said when someone is president of the United States, their authority is total. That is not true. Who
Okay,
told
so you know what we're going to do? We're going to write up papers on this. It's not going to be necessary because the governors need us one way or the other, because ultimately it comes with the federal government. That being said, we're getting along very well with the governors, and I feel very certain that there won't be a problem. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Has any governor agreed that you have the authority to decide when their state
I haven't asked anybody because I don't. You know why? Because I don't have to. Go ahead, please.
But who told you the president has the total authority?
Enough, please.
You that has the total authority.
Enough.
It has the total authority.
Enough.
It has the total authority.
Enough.
There could come a scenario, though, where the president gets up at that podium one of these days and says, I am declaring the economy back open. He'll be talking to you and other governors. What will you say back to him in that scenario?
Yeah, Willie, the only way this situation gets worse is if the president creates a constitutional crisis. If he says to me, I declare it open, and that is a public health risk, or it's reckless with the welfare of the people of my state, I will oppose it. And then we will have a constitutional crisis like you haven't seen in decades, where states tell the federal government, we're not going to follow your order. It would be terrible for this country. It would be terrible for this president.
Let's talk about reopening correctly, because I think that this is a big deal. You're teaming up with 6 other governors from the Northeast. But I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about reopening a city or a state, and it seems like the only way you can do that is if you have testing to find out who's safe enough or who's well enough to go back to work. And the idea of widespread testing doesn't even seem like a possibility. So how do you even start?
Yeah, you put your finger right on it. First of all, nobody's done this before. It has to be phased. It has to be balanced. It's a public health strategy and an economic reactivation strategy. And the key to me is testing.
Testing.
And testing.
Okay, mic check. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Jack, you want to check your mic?
Okay, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I'd love to open with a big bang, one beautiful country, and just open.
President Trump's first date to reopen the country amid the coronavirus outbreak has come and gone. In an Easter video on Twitter, President Trump said Americans will be back together soon.
We're getting rid of the plague. It's a plague on our country like nobody's ever seen.
The White House is launching a new task force this week focused on restarting the economy, possibly by May 1st. Possibly by May 1st.
There's a debate over what authority you have to order the country reopened. What authority do you have?
Well, I have the ultimate authority. The President of the United States has the authority to do what the President has the authority to do, which is very powerful. The President of the United States calls the shots. If we weren't here for the states, you would have had a problem in this country like you've never seen before.
I don't know what the president is talking about, frankly. We have a Constitution. The Constitution is based on balance of powers. You have to remember it's the states that created the federal government, right? It's the colonies that created the federal government, not the other way around. And we don't have a king. We have a president. And that was a big decision. We ran away from having a king, and George Washington was president, not King Washington. So the president doesn't have total authority.
The authority is total, and that's the way it's got to be.
The authority is total.
It's total.